Okay, I've been told to smile. I'm smiling this morning. Thank you all for staying with us here on Prime Insights. It's what a year it has been. We started off with issues relating to illegal mining. It became very topical. It is still topical. In fact, just yesterday, there was great news coming through, which the CSOs are lauding, that government will be repealing that LI 2464, which now revokes mining in forest reserves. So at least that has been done. It was done last night in Parliament. So the CSOs, we understand, are lauding that move. We'll get into it because Galamsey has become a very topical issue in the country, with many asking for interventions, both from government, civil society chiefs, so we can collectively tackle that. There's then the issue about corruption, which became topical because of the whole OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, Special Prosecutor cases that have been going on across the country, plus Yoko and the AG going after some individuals in the former administration. So that has also come up. We've had one by-election already, and we know that it went the way of the NDC. There's another one in the offing, but the NPP is fighting that. Awal is looking at me because obviously he doesn't want that rerun to even happen in the first place. He's happy about the outcome of what happened in court because now the Supreme Court says, wait, let's hold on with this whole Pandai rerun and let's get some time so we can, of course, decide the matters. So that we will look at as well. And then ultimately, we'll look at the government's economic performance because the reason for which the NDC was voted into office was that, well, they claim that the NPP did not transform the economy. They are here to transform the economy. But are you feeling that watching us from home? These are the issues that we'll be looking at for 2025 in review. My guest for this morning, ladies first, they say, Janet Nabla is founder of the PNP, and she's joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We have Awal Mohammed, who's a member of the National Communications team for the New Patriotic Party. He's smiling for an obvious reason, because he was here challenging lawyers last week that, look, the NPP has a case in court and he believes that will be a successful one. But just to bust your bubble a bit, it's just a freeze. It's not a ruling by the court. You agree?
Yes, I agree.
Oh, you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. For the first time, we are agreeing. Anyway, and Ivan Innocent Chase joining us this morning. Ivan, good to see you this morning as well. Then we have Rashid Tanku Computer, who will be joining us via Zoom. We'll then have lawyer Wayoe Ghanamannti, who is 2024 vice presidential candidate of the CPP, also joining the conversation. So yeah, we're set. And good morning to my in-studio audience. Probably we should start off with illegal mining. I think if we have that ready, the LI has now been revoked. So that's now culminating in all of the pressure that we've seen from civil society, all other groups throughout the year. So if there are excerpts that we have, probably we can show that to you right now. And then I'll come back to my guests to have their take on illegal mining, which has become very topical in this country.
Implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight Galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency. It means that we have to delineate the areas where the state of emergency is operational. And if you look at the area where Galamsey is taking place, it covers several districts of our country. And so we would do it if it becomes necessary. But for now, I think that we've given the security services enough powers to be able to deal with people who are found to be involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, In March this year, you received 3 petitions pursuant to Article 146 of the Constitution 1992 for the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Asaba Araba Sakitokon, and the public was made aware of these facts. Subsequent processes dictated by the Constitution and the decisions of our Supreme Court were gone through, culminating in the establishment of our committee under Article 146, Clause 6 of the Constitution. The nation was further duly informed, and when we commenced our work on the 15th of May 2025, the Minister of State for Government Communications was briefed and notified the public about it. The 146 clauses 7 and 8 of the Constitution is clear, and it is to inquire into the petitions in camera. Here, the person against whom the petitions have been brought in her defense by herself or by her lawyer or other aspect of her case, and then make a recommendation to you, Mr. President. Think and would succeed or fail on its individual strengths or weaknesses. Mr. President, without disclosing the substance of the proceedings, and since in-camera proceedings is not the same as in secret, we can state that in respect of the first petition, we received evidence by Mr. Daniel Ofori, the first petitioner, through 13 witnesses. Similarly, the Chief Justice in her defense called 12 witnesses, including expert witnesses, as she is entitled to do under the Constitution. The Chief Justice testified personally and was cross-examined. The committee received about 10,000 pages of documentary evidence from both sides. There were 4 lawyers that represented the first petitioner, Daniel Ofori, and 4 lawyers represented the Chief Justice. Mr. President, after critical and dispassionate examination and assessment of all the evidence, including the expert evidence, against the provisions of the Constitution and the relevant laws, we have, without fear or favor, arrived at a recommendation on the first petition. The recommendation is contained in the envelope which I now give to you.
Person, he is a fugitive from justice. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. And this is to Mr. Oforiatta. You have 2 choices. You can either return to the jurisdiction voluntarily, or the OSP will enforce your return.
Even the president himself became a subject matter of OSP investigation, and he was not happy with certain words used by the OSP against him. So don't let us celebrate. Don't let us celebrate because today it is Ken Oforiatta. Mr. Speaker, all manner of things are being said that Ken has done this, has done that, has done that. I listened to my colleague from Keta, and I listened to my respected colleague from Bogatanga Central, enumerating what to him amount to offenses.
Okay, great to have you back with us. Not a good scene there from Parliament. That report is not even out. It's got to do with the clashes that emerged during the vetting of our ministers of state. But what a year it has been. Ken Oforiatta's issue still burning, illegal mining still ongoing, and lawyer Wayoe Ghanamannti is joining us. In fact, you carried out a process in Parliament. There's not been any response or talk about it. Are you asking for the impeachment of the president because of illegal mining? Correct?
Thank you very much. Let me say very good morning to your cherished listeners. Yeah, that is true, because I'm thinking that the fight against Galamsey is becoming critical. And from what I've seen, the CSOs, they made a lot of noise after they went to the Jubilee House with a certain meeting, all of them have gone quiet.
In fact, just yesterday, I received a statement from 17, as many as 17 CSOs. They are lauding the president for revoking LI 2462.
So you see how we, as a country...
It's good news that it's been...
No, that is hypocrisy. And I call that democratic hypocrisy. You understand? We think we are democratic, but we are the hypocrisy is too much. If you say that Galamsey is essential, it's a danger to the citizens of this country.
Yes.
Newborns. People are being deformed. Our waters are getting damaged. Our soils are getting damaged. And somebody must be held responsible. You start by telling the president to cause state of emergency. He's not doing that.
Yes.
A lot of a sudden you make a U-turn. I'm saying that...
Why is the U-turn now? Because you're asking for a ban on mining and forest reason.
I mean, the U-turn the CEOs are making. Ken Ashigbe and
how is that
Senior Jose...
The airline now is gone, isn't it?
The airline does not purify the waters. The airline is not going to remove the contaminated nature of the soil. We are being told that when the soil gets contaminated, it's going to take about 50, 60, 70 years. 70 years. By that time, you and I, where we'll be. And we are joking.
I'll be here.
Oh, very well. Very well, you understand. So we are joking with the future of this country, and we are doing politics with it.
And you're saying John Mahama is responsible for the what?
He is the one to cause a state of emergency. Halt the activities there. Because you know why? The difference is that when you call a state of emergency, you have put the country on a red alert. It means that now you can properly deploy the military. When they go in there, and I was listening to Sekou Nkrumah, he was on your set on 22nd September. He was clear that he's spoken to one or two of the military chaps, and it's clear that if they are given the green light, they will move in. But they're not going to shoot to kill. What it means is that when there's a state of emergency, that place is a red zone, no-go area. But if you're a recalcitrant citizen and you go there, you go there at your own peril.
How different is that from government's ongoing red zones? Because now we understand, is it 100 meters apart or away from riverine communities?
Human societies,
we have the river guards, is it blue water guards, and the military also joining them?
Human societies are not governing.
It's not enough?
It's not enough. But look at, if it's enough, we should be getting results. Humans as we are, we sometimes want force. That is why when leaders sometimes take the hard measures. Today we applaud Singapore. Do you know what Lee Kuan Yew did? He said he who wants to govern Singapore must govern with an iron fist. Don't come and tell me that Lee Kuan Yew had a lot of time to stay in there. That is not the argument. Yes, he did, but that is not the argument. The argument is that Singaporeans sometime in the past were spitting all over the place. They could spit in the office space, they could spit anywhere they are. Today they are not spitting on the ground because there was a strong measure that you cannot be spitting around here. It doesn't look nice, it's filthy. So we are saying, and I'm saying that if everybody was saying, oh, let's call state of emergency, let's do that, then all of a sudden they are all checking out. I'm saying that for me, my constitutional duty under Article 41 on the duties of a citizen, I won't check it out. I'm saying that I will hold the highest person accountable. It's the president who must cause a state of emergency. Let all the 33 million Ghanaians stand on one side, and let me stand on one side. That's not my issue. Posterity and society will know that there was somebody who took the battle to the final line.
So you won't even commend the government for revoking the airline?
It has not solved the problems. Because the point is that if lead gets into the soil, it's going to take about 70, 80, 100 years to be revived. That is scary. So I'm simply saying that if the president calls a state of emergency, the red lines will be drawn. Humans as we are, sometimes we need a bit of force. When Ghanaians get to know that now there's a state of emergency in those specific areas, trust me, they won't go there. But now with all these type of laws we have revoked, they will still go there. DCs and MCs are still into the issues. So I'm simply saying that we must force the president of this country. And it's not about President John Mahama. People shouldn't get me wrong. It's not about the person sitting in there. It's about the laws. Article 69 says that something must be done when a head of state is not doing something. Article 57 says there shall be a president who will be head of state and then commander-in-chief. It didn't say there shall be John Mahama, there shall be John Mills, there shall be Jerry Rawlings, there shall be Kufuor, there's Akufo-Addo. No. He said a president. So anybody in this country who is 41 years old and above can be a president. When you mount that position, Article 69 says that if you are found wanting and your conduct is inimical to the state, we should remove you. My argument is that if we think that we are constitutionalists and we have Article 69 in our constitution, why are we not giving premium to it? For example, so now, today as I sit here, if I want to categorize the democratic hypocrites in this country, I want to say with all due respect that Alban Bagbin is one of them. He goes to sit in parliament, use the same constitution to rule this country, sometimes quotes Ecclesiastes and says there's time for everything. And then when it comes to performing properly, he's not doing that. I've sent this notice to him. He's decided not to talk about it. He thinks he will rubbish it. He thinks he will throw it under the carpet or he will put it in the dustbin. It will never go into the dustbin. I've taken it to the court. I'm calling for a mandamus on him, for him to be brought to court to send the petition. Sorry, it's a notice to the Chief Justice. The laws are clear. The Speaker of Parliament cannot hold on to my notice. This is not a petition. He should read Article 69. He said a notice. It's different from, I'm not petitioning Parliament. People shouldn't be confusing the issues. Okay. So that it becomes an issue that the Speaker of Parliament it is within his remit to keep it or not. He has no power to keep it. The Constitution says that at 69, I must bring a notice. When I bring a notice, send it to the Chief Justice. Let the Chief Justice impanel 4 other senior members of the court. And then let them determine whether there's a prima facie case. Take it to the Chief Justice. Let him say that there's no prima facie case. I'll be excited. Then posterity and Ghana will know that it is not only the president who does not want to consider emergency. Right. But Ghana's judiciary says there's no prima facie case. What that means is that he has not done no wrong. But you cannot keep it at the Speaker of Parliament level when the law says take it to the next level.
Okay. While it's also here, you're listening into this, at least you should be commending government for revoking the air license.
Thank you so much, and good morning to our cherished viewers and my co-panelists. Well, yes and no. Just because, yes, because it has been revoked. No, because it has not stopped mining in the forest reserve.
How do you know that?
Yes, I was speaking to a former deputy CEO for Minerals Commission. He told me that that LI in itself did not come into being to make people, to make companies get concessions in the forest reserve. As I speak right now, about 5 companies, I'm yet to really confirm that about 5 companies are mining in the forest reserve and you cannot stop them.
Yeah, but we can't verify those claims now.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. That's the reason I have not mentioned the names of the companies.
So let's assume it doesn't.
But I'm saying that they said it exists today. You cannot ban mining in forest reserve because there is an LI. I'll get you the LI that mandates you can mine in the forest reserve. But the LI 2462 came to only regulate. So now that LI has been revoked. So now there's no regulation. As it had come to key order.
Excessive.
So that's what I'm saying, that I'm not really going into details because I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you that maybe we'll come back to it next year.
So if it were not an issue, why would we have civil society asking the president to?
So that is why he was also surprised, because that's the reason. After they came in, after they took over, they took over as the government. When they saw it, they felt that no, revoking it is really counterproductive. That was why they wanted to only amend the law. And that is the reason they couldn't really revoke it within the stipulated 120 days that they said they will do. Because they felt that the law in itself, it's not the law that mandates someone to mine in the forest reserve. The law that mandates someone for
but the question I'm asking is if it were to be a normal case, we won't have civil society mounting pressure asking the government to revoke it.
A lot of them are lobbyists, not really doing the work of civil society.
Really?
Yes, a lot of them. A lot of them. That's what they do in this country.
Today you don't believe civil society?
A lot of them, I said, I believe in civil society, but a lot of them are lobbyists.
Especially the ones doing
they get monies from people to do their advocacy for them, and that's what they are doing. Today, look at the lithium deal. The civil society held us, strangulated us that we should not go through with that deal with 10% royalties. Today, the same civil society are mounting strong defense for 5%. Are they not lobbyists?
But it was withdrawn and then consultation.
I'm saying that they have also relayed it in Parliament with 5%.
Is it 5,
so
11?
Those civil society people, are they for the country or they are for the companies and the government?
Or is it for 5 or 11?
5 now.
You are saying 5.
I'm saying that it has been removed. It has been beaten. It has been really reduced from 10
if I heard the
to 5.
Prime Minister well, it's a sliding scale.
What is sliding scale?
I think now they say they are taking it to 12 or something.
Sliding
What is called sliding scale? No, they are not taking it anyway. It's around, it's 5, but they are saying that the more it goes up, with some what is sliding scale? Common sense should tell you that the thing is 100%. We are supposed to take 90%. They are supposed to take 90%. We take 10%. You said Ghana is we're being handed a raw deal with 10% royalties. Today you are telling us that 5% is okay. You are defending it as well. My point is that the government said they will revoke the license within the airline within the 120 days. They were not able to do that. Pressure came from civil society and the media and the opposition. Then on the 3rd of October, they held a meeting at the office of the president. Then after that, he said they will revoke it. From October to December, it took them like 2 months to also
whatever the case is.
Whatever be the case, is better late than never, because at least they said they will revoke it and they had revoked it. But I'm saying that from the information I am picking, there are still about 5 companies that are mining in forest reserve, and you could not also stop them. I'll get the information. I'll get the information.
Because when you say these things, people are watching us and they're asking.
So that's what I'm saying, that because it is something
out if you're not sure.
Yes, you see,
that's my advice.
I said, the one I spoke to is a deputy CEO. I met him only yesterday. Just yesterday.
Former deputy.
Yeah, former deputy
He's
CEO.
no longer
Yes. I'm saying that I met him just yesterday. And we had a discussion because of this program. We had a discussion.
He's a former.
Yes, he's a former.
He's no longer there.
Yes, I said he's a former deputy CEO. So that's what I'm saying.
So would you rather trust official sources?
I'm writing to them to seek for information.
Okay.
Yes. As I speak, I have really drafted everything. I'm writing
in spite of this
to Minerals Commission to seek for information, so that when I come here, I can put the information out. But I'm writing to them. I can show you the draft of what I have written to really ask them whether indeed someone can mine in a forest reserve now. And if there are companies... Your
party in the Ashanti region is under prosecution for some of these activities.
Are you following the court case?
I've been listening.
If you're following, you know that the government is losing the case.
Really?
Yes, because according to the government, they do not have any documentation to show that indeed he authorized someone to go into the concession to do it. When they were asked to...
But this is just at case management level.
Yes, so the case management, they said, bring in all your...
he needs an official correspondent. It does not negate the witness's account, is it?
You went to court and said that Chairman Wontumi Akontamainen had given someone the authority to enter into forest reserve to destroy our water bodies. Then they said, bring in your disclosures. In the disclosures, they said, tell us if really you have any document to show that indeed Chairman Wontumi authorized the person. You said you don't have any document.
Just at case management level.
That's what I'm saying. That
let's wait.
You see, there is a saying in Chi that Dokuno Abin, Kwasiakra Dokuno Abin is a Tushia on Mr. Abin. You could tell from the case management that they don't even have anything. It is just trump up charges just to really destroy his name.
Let's wait and see what the outcome will be. Janet, are you happy about the fight so far? At least the LI is gone.
It's not the matter of revoking the LI. It is the matter of enforcement. Is the government going to enforce and make sure that people who are mining in forest reserve are stopped? I don't think so. Because if you can arrest people and the following day the people will be walking in the streets and people will see, and then you revoke an airline, and the thing is to do what? Is to make sure that people don't go to mining reserves to sites to mine. I don't think
forest
reserves to mine. I don't think it's going to work, because it is the enforcement that is key. You know, when people talk about Frimpong Mansu's report, it pains me, because it's like someone pushing another person's down and you are angry with it, and another person kills someone. You don't compare the two. Frimpong Mansu's report was talking about they getting excavators and the excavators getting out of where it was supposed to be. It's the same thing that is happening with the NDC. If not because Hannah Bisu was like, to me, pushed to come out to retract the words that he gave. He said the same thing Frimpong Mansu said. And now we are having MMDCs being jailed for 8 days for entering into places whereby there were court orders that they should not listen, defiling court orders because of mining. These people are not me. They are not from my party. They are not from any political party. They are from the President Mahama's political party, the NDC. And this is a man who is supposed to help us to fight corruption. So revoking the airline to me is not what we are looking for. It is the enforcement that is key.
There's only one, actually. It's not like there were so many DCs. But even with that case, he's been fined, and he's even challenging that. He's challenging that
you know something, and I'm even surprised and flabbergasted that it wasn't the government that took this guy to court. It was an individual. I am encouraging more individuals to come out because we have more MMDCs during this President Mahama's regime involving in Galamsey. These people,
you see,
they are accused.
I've done to I'll do to you. When you say some of these things, we need evidence. You need to back it up.
No, there's
only
that
one, and that's why I'm telling you there's only one we have on record for now. But even that, he's challenging the fine.
But we also have, is it Agona or something?
He's not challenging the fine.
Coming out to tell President Mahama that our member of parliament is a Galamseya. He is the reason why we are having problems with water in our own constituency. Help us. I'm saying that people have pointed fingers out to President Mahama's appointees, has pointed fingers out to President Mahama's parliamentarians, has pointed fingers out to the national executive of his party that this is what is happening, and we are not seeing any result. The truth is that the state of emergency would have helped. I don't know why people think that mining...
It is the only thing that can help.
Yeah,
because when we put state of emergency, nobody can go to those red areas.
Exactly.
So whether you are MC, then we know who is a man or a woman to go there.
Exactly. That is the
we are joking too much in this country.
That is the only solution. Because why am I saying it is the only solution? You are talking about mining in forest reserves and water bodies. But that's not all. Even mining in our farmlands, it should not be encouraged. Now you go to the market and Kontombre is 20 Ghana cedis for one, because people don't have farmlands to farm anymore. They have taken all the farmlands and now they are using it to do Galamsey. So if you are saying that you are bringing an ally and the ally is just to make sure that people don't mine in forest reserves and water bodies.
This ally, we must be fair, was introduced by President Akufo-Addo.
You know something, it is not about even the ally. What I'm saying is that the ally should not be our decision. What about mining
but that's the question I'm asking. If it were to be a normal case, that this legislation doesn't change anything, why would we have CSOs campaigning against? You've just realized that these CSOs, they don't even learn. They don't read themselves. Yeah. Have you seen that? Even the ally, they don't know what it means, but they were fighting for it. Now they fought for it. To be fair, to be fair.
You just said something.
Yes.
That the ally doesn't prevent people. He said it doesn't prevent people from mining in forest reserves.
No. I know personally some of the CSOs involved in this. You can't tell me that Arocha Ghana hasn't stood up for environmental issues in this country or all over the years. Eco-conscious citizens. All of these groups.
But let me tell you something.
Ekenashik-based group, they've all been...
They are lobbyists.
You
just so that they are lobbyists.
That is what they do.
But they are lobbying for their interest, which is to protect.
There's a difference between activism for a purpose, freedom fighters, and lobbyists. If you go to America, we know lobbyists.
We should be licensing them as lobbyists in this country so that at least we know that they are there. They should just be hiding behind CSOs to really say that they are just working for freedom fighters.
They are lobbyists.
Let's be frank with this CSOs. I am becoming very angry with the type of CSOs we have. These are people who are not protectors of Ghanaians. Neither to think of the vulnerable. Listen. We had this.
See, Kenashigwe's group. Look at the.
They use the system to butter their bread.
No.
They use the system to butter their bread.
These CSOs. I'm a woman. Yeah. I'm a woman, and most of these CSOs, they have some clauses included in their documents that they fight for women. Because of that, they got so much money to train women and other things. Look at what happened to the Chief Justice. Which of them? I saw big CSOs coming out to coming out to support government against it.
Those are CSOs in other fields.
No. I am talking about CSOs who have gotten CSOs that got money from women.
You cannot tell me that.
And then they use this money to fight against a woman.
Yeah, but
they are not trustworthy.
Of the grade anyway. Okay, let me.
No, President. So tell us, and tell this country.
Yes.
What results on this Galamsey fight has these CSOs achieved?
The coalition against illegal.
Galamsey must give us a result. The water bodies are still milky.
Yeah, but
the soils are getting contaminated. The forests are getting deteriorated and destroyed. You are backing them. Give us a tangible resource this so-called Galamsey CSOs have attained.
The LI 2462 is a classical example.
It's not the matter of the LI. The people.
These are matters of the
that we are looking for.
Let me hear it.
We are looking for the enforcement, not this LI.
Let me say good morning to your viewers. I think this is a very serious platform, and I'm not sure that it should be an arena for us to be making mere conjectures and suppositions and accusing people of things we cannot ground in any substance. I think it's highly condemnable, because if you want to speak to the issues, I think you should have your fact, speak to things that will convince the average listener that indeed you are speaking to something very concrete, but not just mere conjectures and what you think is the case, which may not be the situation. Yes, it's a fact that all of us here is against Galamsey. I'm not sure there is any reasonable person out there who will go all in for Galamsey, because we know the menace and how it has destroyed our forest and the lives of people in this particular country. That is why there has been this consistent advocacy that we need to ensure we protect our forests and our water bodies. That is a fact that has been established. And I'm sure across the political divide, including those outside the civil society, over the years have been, I know a couple of them.
You're saying the civil society groups are now...
Everybody may have his opinion. I know a couple of them who have been very vocal on government, and they've been part of this a bit of success that we've been able to achieve a bit. It's not a magic. You cannot just wake up and there's a hey Galamsey and everything extinguishes, you understand? And you see, in order to assess your progress, I think you must always take a peep at the past and see what actually the state of play and where you are. This particular LI, for me, is one of the most despicable single legislature that has ever been introduced in this particular country. It's a single legislature that legitimizes and licenses people to go into the forest reserve. And while it's making mention of existing, there is no existing LI. So you can't just base argument on conjecture. You couldn't even mention an LI. This is an LI that motivated people like Wuntumi and several others to go to the forest and destroy the forest. And as we speak, that particular case has become a criminal matter. It's a fact you can speak to, not just mere conjectures and suppositions on what you think. You understand? So the fact is that we were somewhere. Some advances have been made. We are not out of the woods yet. But nobody can sit here and conclude that where we were is the same as where we are today. There has been some advances. That is
so he's asking for a concrete... He's asking for
hypocritical.
No. Look at it. No.
It's West now.
Before election, the water turbidity level was somewhere around 12,000 to 15,000.
14,000.
So today...
So take it 15,000. Today is 94,000.
So you see the man who's talking about...
Today is 94,000.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
No.
He's an NBC man here.
That is a lie. I'm saying that... Cannot she be saying it's 94,000?
You see, this sort of full soldier argument will not help you. I'm speaking to a fact. Yes. No, this is the kind of full soldier argument, because...
When you have water processing plant has been shut down because of turbidity.
Listen, you sat here...
has been shut down. So do you need anyone to tell you that the turbidity is west?
So let him land.
You sat here, you lied. I never confronted you. So
did I lie?
You were just spewing.
Let him land.
When did I lie?
No. You were just spewing emotional hallelujah. You didn't say anything.
But did I lie?
Listen. Let me make my point.
No, did I lie on this platform?
The fact of the matter is that there is a problem. We all want.
But you know, he's asked the question.
Okay.
In concrete terms, you say the evidence that there's an improvement.
No, but if you look at how many of the companies have been pushed out of the forest, and then the NADMOS operation has resulted in taking a lot of people. These things are quite obvious. You understand?
Still, we are not.
But do you expect a distraction that has happened for over 8 good years for somebody to use just 10 months to get everybody out?
He doesn't understand understand the argument.
No.
The argument is not about restoring the thing within 2 days.
Okay.
So the argument is about halting it and making sure that you are moving away from that. But it's not the argument is making.
No. As a government,
that
you need
something
to
that happened over a number of years. Who say we should use 1 year to
you
resolve
are asking for results. You are asking for results, and I'm telling you that this is
people are still in the forest.
No, but nobody is
people are still on the water. But you say there's an
I'll give you all the opportunity.
You sat here, so you made a lot of unfounded allegations. I sat here quietly and listened to you. It is my time now. What of this haranguing thing? Please, just give me time to make my point.
Yes, okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So the fact of the matter is that there is a problem. We all went away.
You're saying it's obvious that there's an improvement.
There has been, unless you don't want to, for whatever obvious reason, you understand? That because where we are in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, when this despicable LI came to operation and licensed a lot of people to go into the forest reserve today, can you make mention of a single forest reserve that has been mined? You mentioned people are there. It's a lie, because even the source of your information is a former Minerals Commission.
Former CEO.
You want people to take you serious? You see, it's a lie. That is why I'm saying it's a serious platform.
How do you know it's a lie?
No.
I told you that I am seeking for information.
Listen,
I told you that.
It's a lie.
He told me, but
He told you.
authenticate it. I am
With what?
seeking for
With
information, and I'll come on this platform
Look at
to
this.
tell you
So
the
what, you should have
companies that
waited.
he mentioned companies.
You should have waited. Don't come and lie because people are listening. You understand? Don't come and lie when you don't have the fact to prove it.
So
did I lie? No. Let me
you see why CPP is different. NDC, MPP.
No.
You just also lied about the CPP. You just lied that there's improvement.
No.
This is a serious program. This place is a serious program.
Madam.
No. Stability. You said that stability has improved. And then just told it has not. It's a lie.
Janet, hold on.
Don't come here with lies.
Okay, so let me. Okay, Ivan. What I want us to do is to now focus. So land on the point for me that there's an improvement.
Yes.
And that you can't use 10 months to solve an age-old problem.
Yes.
He says, look, there's another layer, state of emergency.
Yes.
Declare that and let's freeze.
Let everybody stop.
No.
When we know, when everybody has stopped, then now you can now do
guys, I know you're passionate.
The fact that you are suggesting a state of emergency.
It's not I'm suggesting.
Listen.
Article 31 is not suggesting. Article 31 mandates.
Council, I'll come back to you.
What you're going to do, nobody will speak on this platform. Let me make it a point.
I'll give you the time. Yeah.
If they don't say I'm going to do, nobody will speak on this platform.
Ivan, let's go on.
I can do that.
No, Ivan, let's go on.
No, you said I'm suggesting.
No. I'm saying that if you are going to harass me, nobody's going to speak on this platform, and I can do that.
Let's
Okay, fine. So my point is that the water stability level that he mentioned is a lie. That has to be put on record. So don't rely on his lies.
So we'll give you the time to provide us the figures.
So tell us the figures. Tell us the figures. State of emergency, yes, it's one of the options available.
Okay.
And the president has not waived it outrightly. His point is that, yes, state of emergency can be instituted. But the fact is that there is a way we can deal with this problem without necessarily going into using the state of emergency. And that has been demonstrated by designating all the forest reserve a security zone, more or less like state of emergency, because you cannot go there. If a place is designated as a security zone, it means that as an ordinary guy, you can't just wake up and go and do mining. And for me, that is an improvement. So let us not sit here and hypocritically seek to suggest that nothing is being done. Yes, we may not be out of the woods yet, but there has been a significant appreciation. That is what, because the mere fact that
and that's why he's saying you don't have a scientific basis.
No, what's scientific basis? And I am saying that the operations.
I'll give all of you the time.
You should use an argument in its own context. Let's not cast insinuation. Let us sit here hypocritical. When I was making my submission, I went straight and made my submission. Don't be using words like
because of what he said.
Stop that. That is why we are. That's why we are coming.
You know what? I am not going to do what guys. Ivan. So they're saying you don't have.
And I am saying that you see the improvement. You see the operations of the various activities going on in the various forest reserves. For instance, NADMOS has been in operation for quite a long time, and I think the activities are quite obvious if you want to see it. And again, if you want to gauge the number of people who are in the forest reserve, they are not there. The minister has reported that there is no single person in the forest reserve that is doing mining today. And for me, that is...
And you believe that?
Exactly.
You believe that?
Oh, that is the information that has been given, unless somebody is able to prove contrary. Because you can speak to the fact that, oh, I went to this forest reserve and there was somebody there. And again, the revocation of the LI has been something that Ghanaians have been asking for. And as a government, you have a duty to ensure that that particular LI is revoked, because I've told you, that is the single document that legitimized and motivated people to go into the forest reserve to do mining. So if there has been a commitment on the part of government to revoke that particular LI, you think that is not a win? Because that is what the civil society organization were asking for. And the government has done it. Like, we may all have our preferences, whatever that we think. But the fact that we need to state the obvious and not seek to, for whatever reasons, seek to suggest that nothing is being done. I'm saying that, how do you call it? The state of emergency is an option we can go for. That is quite obvious. That is undisputed. But the president, who has been given power to run this particular country, thinks that he can use other means. And these means, when they become ineffective, then the state of emergency becomes a last resort, because the state of emergency can be declared and people want to defy, they can still defy. You understand? So I think let us state the fact and move away from all this emotional kind of argument.
Do you have any questions for any of the individuals?
Just 1 minute for constitutional clarification. You see, we are educating the people. If you sit here and say that people's views, and then that's what you see, that is where people are getting the argument wrong. I have not sent a constitutional document to Parliament on views. I've gone there on constitutional provisions. State of emergency is Article 31. It says that anytime a person or a group of persons carry out activity that seeks to put the lives of a certain community or the people in the community in danger, as against their necessity of life. Water is necessity of life. The land, the forest. The moment that comes in, our Constitution 1992 says the president...
but you must trigger it based on information.
Yes. So don't try to say that people's opinion. That is why I want to clarify that. It's not about opinion. It's about...
So here's the thing, and this question will be for you just before I bring in Giselle. If we had a government that even banned small-scale mining at a point, and yet we came back to the same heightened levels of illegal mining, what else would state of emergency change?
State of emergency changes the dynamics.
How?
It is where a red line is drawn. I said that in my earlier submission.
Yes.
That when you put in, for example, you've declared military zones.
We ban an entire sector, small-scale sector. It didn't work.
How is it different?
Designated security zones are not under Article 31.
It doesn't matter, but it's been enforced.
So you are saying constitutionality doesn't matter?
No, I'm saying... we are looking
that is why you are arguing differently.
No, that is why we are...
Can I finish? Here to argue, not to communicate. That's what he does.
That is why
I just want the listeners to know that I am dealing with constitutionality. You do your argument.
Propaganda. I'm saying that that is why we have
a question for you.
Options available.
Let me get that.
All right, thank you very much. Blessed. The truth of the matter is Galamsey is an existential threat and has long damaged our environment. And it is one of the things that we should never play politics with. That is why I am very much disappointed in some of the submissions that are ongoing on the floor today. And the fact is that, Blessed, we have all witnessed the lack of commitment of the previous government in fighting this Galamsey menace. And so I find it hypocritical if anybody stands here and refuses to acknowledge the tremendous impetus by the President John Dramani Mahama, the Minister of Lands Commission, and NIMOS, because Blessed...
Lands Ministry.
Lands Ministry. Blessed, as we speak today, over 1,000 excavators, body earth-moving equipment have been confiscated. NIMOS, has, together with state security, has arrested over 1,300 people in just a period of 9 months. And clearly this shows the commitment of the government to fighting Galamsey. We have long allowed, I have been on this platform with my brother Awao, and we have been on this platform. This gentleman comes here to bring speculations and a lot of propaganda. And Blessed, you allow him to walk away with propaganda. Awao is saying that about five companies are still mining in the forest reserve. And he has failed to provide the names of those companies.
Oh,
He has failed to provide.
Me and said
it's not verifiable. So if Awal, blessed, I am putting it to Awal for him to maintain his credibility, for Ghanaians to trust what he's saying. I'm giving him 24 hours to come out with the names of those companies and to provide it for Ghanaians, for the sake of public education. You owe Ghanaians. I think we owe Ghanaians that information. We will not allow him to work out his propaganda. And the fight against Galamsey,
I'll come back.
It is obvious that the government is putting in effort. So I will only say that let us commend the government and let us join hands together with the government so that we can make this better.
He's promised that he'll give us the names.
So in 24 hours, I'll be very excited if he come out to provide the list of the 5
do you have the
companies.
Names? Are you checking for the names?
I'm even checking the LI, the law before, because I mentioned two things. I said there is a law that still mandates.
We'll be interested in the names of the companies.
I'm coming. I said there is a law that mandates people. Even today,
if you're invited by national security or say NIMOS to assist with the names, are you willing to?
I'll even mention the names here.
But I'm just asking.
Hold on, I'll just mention the names here on this platform before we end the show.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I'll mention the companies. Right.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
I want to say this morning that I find it difficult, really, listening to Ivan. I think next time on your flyer, don't put a political activist.
I mean that's what I'm saying. That we've gone past this.
Let him be, or let it be known out there that he is an NDC. You are not somebody who is doing a bid of the. You see how uncomfortable. No, Ivan. You see how uncomfortable it is. You see how uncomfortable it is for you or for you to have and listen to your panelists there. You last year on Onya TV sat on Katismat show and you were accusing. In fact, you mentioned verbatim. I was listening to it right now that President Nana Akufo-Addo is directly involved in Galamsey, where you could not even substantiate. You sat there and you say that he was involved. You made that claim that you couldn't substantiate. Today, Awal is talking about what some CSOs or some companies who are mining the forest reserve, and he's unable to mention because Blaise said he should be categorical with the names and all of that. You sat here and talked about the stability level without producing any facts. You see how uncomfortable it is. Blaise, I have said that when it comes to this Galamsey issue, it is something that has, like my brother said here, it's an existential threat, and we shouldn't play politics with it. But let's not be quick, to make nonsense of what the previous administration did. Nana Akufo-Addo or the previous government, we also, what NIMOS is doing, we saw that with Operation Vanguard. If the president a year ago or some years ago banned all forms of mining within a year and a half, and we saw the water levels were being cleared, or we saw some kind of positive results coming from that thing. And you say that today, we're calling on a state of emergency wouldn't yield any results. I think it's very hypocritical on the part of Ivan, and he should bow his head down in shame. He should also... You are not serious. So Blaise, whatever the government is doing, I'm coming. You are not Blaise, whatever the government is doing today was done by Nana Akufo-Addo or the previous government.
Are you sure?
And what was the result?
So a year and a half, we saw that the water bodies were cleared. We all in this country. There are videos to that effect. No. It is public.
My name. Yes, if you are projecting even the.
I'll give you.
I'm just confused. Why did you?
You address me. I will address you. You don't sit there.
You see when he insulted us and we wanted to this.
Just calm down. It's okay. Just hold on. Guys,
you want to attack people and you don't want to also receive.
No. I'll come to you.
So you see, I am not surprised, like I said, by his position. And you see, like I said, whatever thing that is happening now was done same. And I've come here on several times and I've told you that Blaise, we saw the ex-Akufo-Addo government constitutes the Operation Vanguard. People were like arrested at Galamsey, that excavators were being bent. We saw the implementation of the water gas. Is there anything different this government is doing? No. In fact, if there's anything to consider, the President Mahama told us, or even we have we have appointees of this government in the presence of the three Sams, Sam George, Sami Jemfi, and the others, telling us that any serious president can end Galamsey in 2 weeks. It is a year, and what are we seeing? They should bow their heads down in shame. And all that we are saying, that Ghanaians are going to give you that maximum support. But you cannot rubbish the efforts that was done by the previous government and this particular ally that is in that. Let's be clear. It does not in any way stop or face Galamsey. The president needs to come out with clear-cut lines or yes, cut lines to let us understand how they're going to solve this particular issue. Today we have the DC of Etiwa being fingered in Galamsey, and in fact, a few weeks when they came into government, the NDC's secretary in Kumasi, that is Mr. Joseph Yamin, was being fingered in Galamsey. We had the affairs national chairman also being fingered in Galamsey, and these people are there and they want to rubbish the efforts of the previous administration. I think like it is public evidence. This thing is out there. It is out there.
No,
this thing is out there. They were fingered in there. It is out there.
Alleged. Okay, it's an allegation here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Guys, can we calm down this morning and then make the points, because there are people watching us as well.
Ivan said this is a big platform, and therefore when we come, we should speak with evidence. And just a few minutes ago, he said that if you lie, we won't allow you to lie. That's what he said. Yeah. So you've lied, I won't also allow you to lie. Now, this is Ghana Broadcasting, 31st August 2024. Ghana GWC, that's Ghana Water Company Limited, attributes water supply challenges to Galamsey activities. Now, listen, about 60% of the catchment capacity is cited due to illegal mining, compromising water quality. We currently recording an average turbidity of 14,000 NTU. Today, 2025, it is 94,000.
So and what's your evidence for the 94,000, by the way?
Oh, now, this is my evidence too.
Yeah, because this is challenging his figure.
This is Star FM.
Yes.
Turbidity level of water bodies alarming, well beyond threshold for treatment. Lance Minister. The Lance Minister.
No, I'm talking about the 94,000. Yes. Okay. Right. Sorry. Apologies.
The 94,000 is on the website even of Ghana Water. It's there.
But just point me to that so I can put that to you.
I just read it. If you give me time, I can say,
when you mentioned 14,000. Yes.
But it is not. Even the last time we spoke here, I even mentioned it. And I read it to you that it is 94,000.
Ghana Water Company. Ghana Water Company.
This is not.
Ghana Water Company has officially issued their water turbidity 94,000.
This is not the fair.
So which one do you have? No, I'm asking you. I'm asking water.
That's why I'm asking.
As at 2024.
Yes.
Blessed.
So should I give time to look for 94,000?
Blessed. Let me even make the work simple. As at 2024. Yes. It was 14,000, right? The minister in 2025 is telling you that the turbidity levels of water is becoming alarming. What does that tell you? That should even signify to you that there's an increase to something.
Yes, but
even if it is 1%,
even if it is 1%, you were specific about 94,000.
And I said,
do you have the?
Which 94,000? You took a mic and upon all this elaboration, you are just lying. You can't point to a single thing.
Ivan.
No. He mentioned my name. He mentioned my name. If you mention my name, I'll put you on the spot.
All right. So
don't sit there and lie.
I'm giving you the time.
So you are disrupting the program.
This is disrupting the program. Where's the 94,000?
Can you give? If you give me a minute,
yes, a minute.
But you should do your research before you take the mic. No. Don't allow them to do that.
I'll give you the time.
Don't allow them to do that.
Come on.
If you don't have facts, don't take the mic.
Yeah. Come on. The 94,000.
You come here.
You know something.
Come here. Come on. The 94,000 you're referring to. Just hold on. Come on. The 94,000 you're referring to.
He said he's coming.
He's coming where?
He said, he came here and spoke about the turbidity level being improved.
Yes, you should tell us.
No. That was not scientific.
Reference
listen, no. You talked about the improvement.
Yes.
Ivan talked about improvement of the turbidity.
And Awal said that the
no. I'm not talking about Awal.
Okay, right.
So if you say the water level have improved because the turbidity levels have improved, you give us a figure. Because what you have said, it means nothing.
And you said 90,000.
It doesn't matter. You say it doesn't. And you say improve. What is the meaning of improve?
So let's. What's your source of 90,000?
What is your source of improve?
Yeah, okay. He has the figures now. Yes, right.
No, this is my joy. My Joy Online.
Yes. It says 94,000.
I'm coming. 4th October 2025.
I want us to move on.
And I know My Joy will not publish things that are not verifiable. Now, water turbidity level now 90K. And you say a state of emergency isn't necessary. That was the last time I told you when we met.
I'm asking for the 90,000 from where?
Oh, please.
The source.
I'm reading from my Joy.
My Joy.
Yeah, my Joy online source.
I quoted the date for you.
That one.
4th October 2025.
And
that's why I'm telling you that this is not the
what? No, I want you to. You see, come on. I want you to help. Yeah, I want you to help me. That's why I seem to be asking you the question, because you're fact checking, right? So you need to quote the specific portion of the article that says the turbidity levels went as high as 94,000 or 90,000. So So we get a clear perspective. That's why I'm insisting.
This was a program we all did. I'm quoting the Swami MP here. He said, that is John
Daku. Is your authority?
No. But if it's not an authority,
you publish him for the Mines and Energy Committee
and you quote him. Listen, I'll be amazed that my Joy Online will quote George Daku if George Daku misled the team here.
So that's where the difference is.
No, I'll be shocked that I don't think you misreport my Joy Online.
No, if you say
my Joy Online, if I come to peddle falsehood here, will you publish it?
Hold on.
Will my Joy Online publish it?
That to you. So let me explain that.
They can quote me if I
you can make a claim. Hold on. You can make me. Come on. Can I explain that to you? You can make a claim. We can report on that and quote
that is
your
not
claim.
A claim.
Hold on.
That's a statement of fact.
John
Daku is part of the committee.
John Daku doesn't work with the Ghana Water Company Limited. He's not with EPA. He's not with NIMOS. He's not with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
That is the easiest route you are. So you don't trust what you
publish. If you go to court,
I'm asking you don't trust what you published today.
Okay, yes, just land on your point. By the way,
good. And then now, you see, when it comes to Galamsey fight,
yes,
let's put it on record that this government, this government has woefully failed when it comes to Galamsey fight. And I want to believe you trust the judgment of Erastus Donko.
Asari Donko. Colleague, yes.
You trust him, right?
He's
or you don't trust
colleague.
him?
We work in the
because
institution.
He's saying on Jason Sem on Adum TV.
Okay.
That I blame John Dramani Mahama for worsening nature of Galamsey.
That's his opinion, isn't it?
But he's not saying, and that's why I asked whether you trust him. When it comes to the fight, a journalist who is following keenly on the fight of Galamsey, nobody surpasses your colleague Erastus, don't you?
He's won an award for that. It's
good. So it tells you that he's an authority when it comes to writings or following up on Galamsey issues. You agree with that? And he's saying that the Galamsey issue is getting worse under this government. It's not improving, no. So when it comes to the issue of Galamsey, we shouldn't come and sit here to try to play around it as if we are seeing some remarkable. Galamsey is not only happening in the forest areas. Let's get it. Now we are even told in some secondary schools and communities, plain areas which are not forest areas. So the fact that an airline has been repealed should not make us should not be seen as though the fight has been won.
Okay.
What they told us in opposition as the panacea to ending Galamsey was a declaration of state of emergency. Anything short than that, we are not going to accept it.
If we do this, we might not exhaust all the issues. I want us to tackle some more issues. But let me give the take to Rashid Tanko Computer. He's joining us via Zoom. Well, you wanted to point something out.
Yes, I want to.
It should be brief, just a minute, so I can.
So I'm saying, when you check the LI that I am talking about, it's not even an LI; it's an act, the Minerals Act. Act. I'm just.
You're saying you can mine in a forest reserve?
Yes. That mandates the minister for. Lands and natural resources to give concession anywhere in this country, whether it's a mining.
You mean the president?
Yes, no.
It's authorized
on behalf of the president. He can do that, and it's the Minerals and Mining Act 206 and the Section 4 and 5 mandates him to do that. Now, the companies that I am talking about are Newmont, Achim, and Chirano. They are all mining the forest reserve today as I speak.
These true, are facts. Because we've done
but you,
hold on, I'll explain that.
When I said it, you all said that it's not true that there is anyone mining in the forest reserve. But and I've mentioned the companies.
I say you all.
I wanted to.
He and the propagandists.
Be specific.
Let me give you context, because we did this in this very same studio. We did a town hall on that, or a national dialogue on that, where the Newmont situation was explained to us. So if you look at the date of
that, if you had given me this information, I would. So you put me on the spot.
Would you listen to
when I said that there are companies that are mining in forest reserve today?
That even predates.
But I just didn't want to mention the names. I'm coming. I said I just didn't want to mention the names because I wanted confirmation. Then you said I should point to the companies. Meanwhile, you know that 2 companies are doing it today, but you didn't point it out until I got the information.
And grounded the fact for the young man.
For the young man to even attack me. To give me 24 hours ultimatum to do this.
You were saying that. You were saying that even with the repeal of the LI,
there are companies
that were doing
they are still doing it today.
And I'm saying to you that the Newmont concession predates the LI. And it's a legacy. Just hold on, let me explain that to you, because we were here. The EPA.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm saying that.
Yes.
I'm saying that.
No,
the revocation of LI alone does not mean that someone cannot mine in the forest reserve. I'm coming. If the repeal or amendment of the 4 and 5 or the Minerals Commission Act is being done, they cannot do it.
Are you aware of the dates for the concession?
Yes, 205.
So look at that date and compare it to what's happening.
That is why I'm saying that the revoke of the LI today doesn't mean that you cannot mine in the forest reserve.
Give a context.
What is context again?
Oh my goodness.
You are saying that we were told in this country. The CSO that my sister said, some of them are even ignorant. It's true.
Okay,
because they know that this existing law is there. The Minerals and Mining Act is there. That mandates that anyone can mine in the forest reserve. The LI came to only regulate.
It's okay, but if I could give you context.
So now the LI that has come to regulate has been removed. They can still mine.
I'm saying to you that
and you are even corroborating what I'm saying. That indeed there are 2 companies that are doing it.
That's why I urged you to mention the name.
And the young man has given me 24 hours.
The reason for which I asked you to give me the names was because of context. Because I was here in this studio, moderated a conversation where the EPA gave us data on Newmont's operation in the forest reserve and pointing to the legal implications if we are to, for instance, revoke such concessions because they predate the airline. That's point 1. Number 2, in terms of the scale of mining, Newmont is a large-scale company doing a much more targeted mining within the area. I'm talking about what the EPA says, not my opinion. No, what the EPA told us in this.
Let's not even split hairs on this. Let's not split hairs on this. What I'm saying is that I'm just saying
that the names were
my point and your point is the same.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason is that I'm saying that the LI alone, the revocation of the LI doesn't mean we can't do mining in forest reserve.
All right.